Hi, welcome to Brady's Blunders, where I show you the mistakes in my games in the hopes that you don't make the same ones in yours. And boy, today's is really bad and really embarrassing, and I don't want to show you, but what the heck, it's why I'm here, right? Um, my opponent for this game is Melissa Zhang, and she's a good player. She plays a solid style and seems to have a knack for finding the killing spots. And um, and here's the game. So I've just played up here. I'm playing a faster opening. She's playing a strong opening in terms of strong groups. And she decides to split me, which is entirely reasonable. I come here fully expecting I'll be able to make a nice base here and potentially connect underneath. And Melissa says, no. What I expected from her was to play on top, so I just come out. She plays here, threatening this group, so I come out and she comes out, and that's the position we're looking at. So where would you play? As a way of a clue, I will say that this is more of a 5Q problem than it is a 3-dan problem, despite my ineptitude. Right, have you chosen where you play? Because I played here, which is just horrible. Melissa raised her eyebrow when I did this, and she looked at the board for about a minute, and she came back and played here, and I answered, and she played here, and I went, ugh, because I instantly knew that that was a dead shape. I stared at the board for maybe 15 minutes trying to find a variation that worked for me. And don't I wish I'd spent the 15 minutes before playing this. At any rate, I spent the time here trying to find a variation that worked, either living on the side in the corner or breaking my way out, and I couldn't find one. So my next move was up here. Right, that's far enough into the game. So this move was a blunder, and I needed to defend the corner. So what should I have done? Well, just doing this would have been a lot better than the game. Black's plain simple alive. Another option is to go ahead and do this, which threatens a cut. Now, don't bother to use the cut right now because the variations don't work. That's what I spent my time reading. Create the cut and come back and live. Now, if White's worried about the cut, maybe she'll play here, and then I get the move I wanted to play anyway, the last big move on the board. Of course, White won't do that. White will probably come all the way over here. I don't even think I would cut it at this point, but it's good to have it there in reserve. The aji should prove useful later. And this way the game is fine. Because I had a fast opening, I've got good territorial prospects, and there's no reason for Black to be dissatisfied in any way. Alas, that's not what I played. I played this, and she played this killing move. Of course, I had to spend the time to prove to myself that it's killing. And we'll just go through a couple of variations here. If Black plays this, and this is how I knew instantly it was a killing move, because this is a variation on a problem you see over and over in the problem books. If Black plays this, then White just pulls back here, and Black doesn't have enough room for two eyes. In general, it's better for White to pull back instead of playing this, because this way it forces Black to fix his own shape, and White then has to come back and fix her own anyway. And with this solid shape, Black has seemingly more threats. This way the defect is left at A. I mean, suppose Black plays this, just to show you how the defect works. Actually, I think Black is still dead as it stands, but just to make it clear. If White plays here and Black tries to live, and then White plays here, Black may try to make a second eye like this, but the first eye is now false, and Black is dead. There's a lot of variations where Black can try to live in the corner, but none work. So then I looked at trying to fight my way out. And I looked at the cool looking moves first, like this. Black tries to push out this way, but white can simply cut black apart. This white group is very strong and thick and can never really be attacked. And this white group has good shape and has access to the outside or to making two eyes. So really, this cutting stone has no prospect of damaging white. So black is contained and black is dead. So this move doesn't work. What about this fancy looking move? Well, in the last video I said that the purpose of this clamp is to set up the wedge. So if black pushes out, then white can wedge. If black tries to split white, we're in this very similar situation to the last one, where white has a really strong group on the bottom and really good shape on the outside and faces no threat whatsoever from black. Okay, so the two pretty looking moves don't work. Can we brute force our way out? I actually think that white can contain black by playing this, but it's not what I read in the game. I was a little nervous about counter Ataris and so on. And I read this, and I couldn't find a way out for black. Again, moves like this just fail. Because white is getting far too many liberties outside and is also probably able to stay outside, so it doesn't even have to worry so much about liberties. So again, black is going to die. And something like this has similar results. Black has no way to capture a white cutting stone. And that includes anything else that I could find as a result of this move. So what if black tries to cut across the dog's face? And white can just stay outside. And nothing is going to quite work the way that black would like. I think white can even play this ugly move and just be just fine. So interestingly, although I didn't look at it, this is the most interesting move I could find for black. Assuming white protects here, this doesn't work for black. Looks similar to the other shapes we saw before. But this move is a little bit more interesting. Black comes out, white wedges again, black plays this way, white answers, black plays this way, white comes out, and then black plays here. This sets up a ladder at A. Well, two pieces of bad news for black though. Number one, the ladder doesn't work, and number two, it's white's turn. So white has plenty of time to help out the group B and make sure that black loses the race. So every variation I looked at, I couldn't find a way out. So I played over here. And when I showed my Don friends this move, they all said, "No, Brady, you can't do that. You've got to find a continuation. You've got to fight. You can't just give up that corner for dead." It was interesting. When I showed my teacher and I asked if this move was all right, she said, "Yeah, this move is good. Don't continue down there. You're dead." And so it's interesting. So why is that so important? Well, every single move, for every continuation I did, it failed. But every single move I did was sente. What that means is that this corner is effectively an infinite source of co-threats. I mean, sure, it was really bad, but having an infinite source of co-threats is a nice silver lining, don't you think? But if I go ahead and play it all out, I'm losing all those co-threats. Second, the continuation that occurs locally over here, who knows? Maybe the situation will change. Maybe there'll be another black stone where one of the variations that I read that didn't work now does work. So Therefore, it's better just to leave the situation as it is. If white wants to spend another stone killing it all again, more power to her. But just leave it and go fight somewhere else. So, what did I learn from this? Well, number one, I didn't pay enough attention when I got surrounded. I forgot to explain what I actually thought when I got surrounded. When she played this, my thinking was just completely wrong. Sometimes when you're surrounded, it's okay because you have enough room for two eyes. And sometimes when you don't have enough room for two eyes, it's okay because you can get out. But if you're surrounded and you don't have enough room, if you're surrounded, you better make sure you have enough room for two eyes. And when she played this, I looked at the board and I thought, I've got, 7 or 8 open spaces here after the continuation, and I don't need to read. Well, I didn't have 7 or 8 open spaces after the continuation, and not reading was just lazy, especially when she played a continuation that I could predict and I understood, and just 3 moves later, I knew I was dead. So the first lesson is when you're surrounded, take the time to make sure you're alive. Take the time to read. And the second lesson is when you've got the dead group, it's okay to tanuki and make the group useful in other ways. So here we are, 41 moves in, and I've really blown the lower left-hand corner. But what's really cool is just 40 moves later, it's a game again. I've managed to fight my way back in. Until I'll show you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.